Yeah, Mike Scott, Chicago. Only way to keep calm is trouble warriors have a serene mind. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Go see your mother. I know they talk about social distance, but you only get one mother. And great man, no robots. Uh, Speak your own mind, think your own thoughts, live your own life. I'm standing out here. It's a beautiful day in Chicago. The state is still closed down in Chicago. And some of the states are opening up in different cities, and just wear the world like a loose garment, and just enjoy sitting. I'm standing out here in the sun back here getting my vitamins, because the sun is full of energy. The sun. Every time the sun rises, I think your life is just beginning. What lies behind me, what lies before me are small matters compared with what lies within me. So, yeah, I saw this morning. Liquor store, they was practicing social distance. They had a long line, and people were standing, practicing social distance, getting alcohol. And alcohol kills 3.2 million people worldwide every year. A lot of people drinking right now. Cigarettes kills 8 million people. That's still, you can buy it. It's been sold. You know, Passive person advertising a man's dream. So I can't. And you got kids walking around with masks on, in this world today, and that's going, you know. And fear is the curse of the world. You go in the store, everybody's got masks on. It's like a Twilight Zone movie, and six social distance, which is make sure the hermit life's not a normal life. So that's why, is in California, people want to go to the beach. Want to be out to the beach enjoying their life. They shut down the beaches because of social distance. So a lot of politicians are, it's like gang banging. These one Republicans are fighting Democrats, just like the gang bangers, they do that, just like always, some, yeah, guys out here trying to use the bathroom, outdoors. See that? Yeah, yeah. So we're living in an abnormal world. Now you get back on the back. They tell you get back on the back of the bus. Back when I was young, we used to sneak on the back of the bus, but now they tell you get on the back of the bus because of the virus going around. But a lot of things are killing people today. A lot of things that you can visually see: alcohol, cigarettes, drugs. It's killing people. Guns kills 250,000 people every year. Young lady got killed by her boyfriend on the west side in Chicago. We don't talk about the guns that's going on. Wisdom is better weapons of war. I hadn't had a gun in 31 years. I used to hold guns. I get up 10 o'clock. I was getting up 4 o'clock in the morning, 10 years old. My stepfather, military man. And that's why I stopped going to Water Air Show. I can't worship things and take people's lives today. Wisdom is better weapons of war. King Solomon. A wise man's fun is being wise. A fool's fun is being bad. Today, my fun is about prayer and meditation. I pray to, no matter what turmoil surround me, you know, I must control my emotions, and my emotions will control me. I can't control anything outside me. What happened is you got a few people trying to control millions of people through fear. Fear is the curse of the world. It took God out of schools. That's why the schools are closed now. Like I said, the kids are walking around with masks on their faces. And, like a beautiful day like today, it's about being in the sun, being outdoors. Uh, Not on the other world for enjoy luxury of thought. If your happiness depends on money, you will never be happy with yourself. Happiness is not a result of wealth or luxury, but spiritual understanding. The wise man is content because he's rich in mind and spirit, even though poor in worldly goods. The wise man is content, I'm going to say it again, because he's rich in mind and spirit, even though poor in worldly goods. It's the richness of the mind only that makes a man rich and happy. I can't worship God and money both. If your happiness depends on money, you will never be happy with yourself. Happiness comes from within. The inner self is the true self. I haven't got a haircut in like a month. I've been trying to cut my own hair. But Socrates said something I like. He said, one must worry less about his clothes, hair, and looks, and nurture more his mind and spirit. Even though one must worry less about his clothes, hair, and looks, and nurture more his mind and spirit, even though poor and worldly goods. So, he said, one must worry less about his clothes, his hair, and his looks, and nurture more his mind and spirit, with great thoughts contained in books. A book by its counsel teaches a wise man how to live. If you can't enjoy reading a book over and over again, there's no use to read a book at all. So, read books. Turn the cell phone off. Start reading books. He that loves a book will never need a faithful friend or trivial companion. The art of reading. Through books, you can start the day of yesterday. The great thing is yesterday, books have immortalized man's knowledge. Thinkers dead 1,000 years alive. First walk to sermon. Ideals. That train went past was ideal. The Facebook was an ideal. Cell phone was just an idea. Ideals are the beginning of everything. Everything first existed as ideals of minds of men. Bridges, skyscrapers, cars, automobiles. Everything was ideal. Amazon became an ideal. They push a button, something come to you. When Amazon took over the world. And people don't want to go, sloth, laziness. When it talks about Solomon said in Proverbs, a lazy man stays to the bed like hitching on the door saying can't go to work because it might be a line on the road. So it's about action. Bring the body. Keep action. So I'm Mike Scott, Chicago. Cool to be a square. Slow lane is the best lane. Pause for the penitentiary. I must control my emotion. My emotion will control me. The first fruits of meditation, emotional balance. Emotional balance. Zen and martial arts. Let your mind flow. The mind must always be in a state of flowing, for when it stops anywhere, the flow is interrupted, and this interruption injures the well-being of the mind. I had a book called Meditation of the Masters I studied many years ago. It said the one wears shoes, the pebbles in the road will not harm his feet. If one remains calm under any condition, the pebbles in life will not cause you pain. He that can endure the bad will not live to see the good. He's wise, endured all the pains of life, and still smiles in serenity. So I'm smiling in serenity from going through adversity. Adversity make a man wise. That's in Solomon, trials and tribulations. Adversity make a man wise. That's in King Solomon, Proverbs. A fool is quick tempered. A wise man stays cool when insulted. Nowadays, you got people walking in with guns and killing people that's unarmed. Killing people down the streets. And they got on, people are killing people because they got quick tempers, they're full of fear, and they're killing people. So gun shops are open, they're selling guns, it's booming. Beer trucks is booming. Beer is killing, people are drinking. It's a $1 billion business. So people are getting high right now. A lot of things are being sold that's taking people life, put them in the ground, like cigarettes. So, Mike Scott, Chicago. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Like I say, you only get one mother, So, and the last 2 words I said to my mother was, I love you. She said, I love you. She died the next day. So I'm glad that last 2 words I said to my mother was, I love you. So, like I said, Mike Scott, I'm out here enjoying life today. Aristotle says he's his own best friend. See, I'm my own best friend. I don't need to be in the crowd. His own best friend takes a lot in privacy, where the man of no virtue or ability, his own worst image, afraid of solitude. Buddha said, what's the use of claiming something is yours when even the wound is used in the public light? The fool says, these are my kids and this is my wealth, when he himself does not own himself. Bhagavad Gita talks about being steady, happy, and distress. One who's not disturbed in spite of misery, not laden in happiness, free from attachment, fear, and anger. Free from attachment, anger, and fear. See, worry, anger, and fear blocks you from God's presence. God could be your shield. No problems of the world can harm you. So my defense comes from God. Can't worship God and money both. I can't serve 2 masters. You jump out the window, you can change your mind. You can't change gravity. Gravity does not change. God never changed. God is real old. Sometimes works real slow. Mike Scott, Chicago.